It's very scientific. All right, good morning. I'm Junior from Here for You Life Coaching, and we're going to talk about the mathematical equation to luck. Okay, because some people feel that luck happens, that they're lucky. Those are usually the people that feel that, random acts of occurrences happen and that they respond to them. Okay, so you're not really lucky. Okay, you actually attract what it is that you are. Okay, so if you are happy, you attract things that make you happy, more of it. If you're angry or an angry person, you attract more drama. Okay, so the mathematical equation to luck. Okay, let's get started. Now, what is it? Well, first of all, luck, okay, involves attention plus intention. Attention, focus, okay, plus intention, okay, plus emotion. Okay, when you put all of those things together, okay, you get alignment with universal coincidence. Okay, so we're gonna call it universal coincidence because a lot of people think that all these things are coincidences, when in actuality, in reality, they're actually drawing these things to them or attracting these things. Hi Dallas, good morning. Thank you so much. Please share the live, you guys. Hi lady, good morning. Hey Costas, good morning. That's my buddy from Greece. Okay, good morning. Dallas, I like that. I like that picture you got with the shades. Real cool. I like it. Okay, so the mathematical equation to luck. Okay, how to guarantee everything that you want or desire. Now, how do we do that? Well, first, you have to give something your attention, whatever it is, okay, that you are going to focus on. And whatever it is that you're going to focus on, okay, has to have your undivided attention, first of all. Now, your intention is important. Now that you give something your attention, what is your intention concerning what you are giving attention to? In other words, how do you mean for this to go? Okay, is it a good intention? It's a bad intention, good intention? What is it? Okay, so you have to decide. Okay, because either way you're going to get it. Okay, so if your intentions are bad, okay, you'll still manifest whatever it is, right? Because you manifest whether you think so or not. You manifest whether you believe in it or not. It's not something magical. It's your subconscious. Okay, so the first thing you do is focus on something. Okay, attention. Now your conscious mind, there's the conscious, subconscious, and superconscious. If you don't believe in God, then there is no superconscious for you. Okay, but I'm here to tell you it exists. So even if you don't acknowledge it, it's still going to be there. Okay, but in that case, if you don't believe in God, then there is only the conscious and subconscious for you. Okay, so anyway, now that we have that established, right? The conscious mind makes the selection. Okay, it commits to a decision, and that decision is we are going to focus on blank, whatever the topic is. The subconscious receives instructions from the conscious mind. So the subconscious is okay, we're gonna focus on that, okay. And then it is going to start to give you more details about it, more information about it. The superconscious is the one that works with the subconscious and starts to line people up for you. The doors begin to open. Okay, I have a business client, one of my business clients, and he actually texted me yesterday because we just talked about this in our Monday session. And yesterday he actually, put into action what I was asking him to do on Monday. And yesterday he gave me the good news. He sent me a text. He goes, yeah, this led to that and that led to this. And I said, well, maybe now you'll start to see things as energy. Because when you look at things as energy, okay, it takes a completely different form. Life starts to change because now you're looking at things as energy rather than, look at this like a person, you look at somebody else as a person. Look at it as energy because there's a separation between the body and the spirit. Okay? Whatever you call what's in here, you want to call it a spirit, soul, energy, okay? It's all of that. Okay? But there's a separation between that and your body. You are not your body, you are not your name, you are that energy that lives in here. Okay? I'm a spiritual life coach. I deal with those things. Okay. So energetically speaking, right? I watch energy. I pay attention to energy. When you pay attention to a person's energy, it tells you a lot about a person. The eyes are the mirrors of the soul. The voice is the mirror of the feelings and emotions. So we specific. So let's say it's not money. Let's say it's a car. Okay, there's tons of cars that are already made. They're already put together. You don't have to. Wish for all the pieces and then put all the pieces together. They're already made. Okay. I did not realize this when I got my first car. Right. I didn't realize. I didn't know how to do anything. The how is God's job. The only thing I got from, I was watching Rhonda Byrne's The Secret, and this was years and years ago. And my Christian brothers were telling me, no, this is demonic. This is demon stuff. And so I watched it, right? And I saw a bunch of scientists, and basically what they were saying is this is all subconscious learning, okay? Now, because it deals with money, because it deals with material things, right? Religious people tend to look at it and frown upon it because it's material, okay? But it's not evil, it's your subconscious. Now, you can speak things into existence. God spoke the universe into existence in the Holy Bible. Okay, now I'm not as familiar with other holy books, okay, maybe here and there just a little. So I reference the Bible a lot because that's what I do, okay? So when you read your Bible and you see that God spoke the world into existence, can you speak something into existence? Of course you can. Of course you can. How? Through your subconscious. Okay? Let's say for example, you write an affirmation. Okay? You write an affirmation. I am so happy. Let's get the affirmation pen. Okay? Okay. Now, let's write. I am so happy and grateful now that I am confident. Thank you. Okay? Now we're going to go for confidence. Now you can try this at home. You can try this for yourself. Just write that affirmation. In 2 weeks, if you write that affirmation every morning, when your brain is in theta state, when you're fully relaxed, and then again in the evening, what you do is instead of writing it again, you speak it out loud before you go to bed. So a good habit to get into is to keep a legal pad. Let me show you a legal pad by your bedside, okay? And this is one that I'm working on now, okay? So it's not that full, but this is the one that I'm finished with, and this thing's falling apart. It's so old, but anyway. So these are affirmations, okay? This is not journaling. These are affirmations. These are instructions for your subconscious mind. So what I do is I keep this on my bed. So this one I keep in my office, but I have one bedside because sometimes I get ideas and I wake up in the middle of the night and I jot them down, I write them down. Okay. But that's what you need on your bed table, whatever, bedside table. Okay. And what you do is you just pick up your tablet right before you turn the lights off and read it out loud. And you will start to speak confidence into existence. How does that work? Well, in 2 weeks, you're going to feel a little shift. You're going to feel a little different. Okay? In 1 month, your body language is going to start to correct itself. Okay? So your body language is a direct indication of how you feel. When I see people and they're slouching, when I walk into a Starbucks and people are on their phone and they're like this, okay, versus being on their phone and they're like this, or being on their phone and they're like this, okay, it tells me a lot about somebody. Okay, now you don't have to study body language to understand body language. Okay, so when I work on my body language with my clients, right, I just tell them to look and I give them examples. And then I explain to them what the examples are. Okay, now right around the 1 month mark of just writing an affirmation and reading your affirmation, your body language starts to correct itself. Meaning that you start to absorb this affirmation that says, I am so happy and grateful now that I'm confident, thank you. And what happens? You start to feel more confident. So what happens with your body language? You start to walk more confident. You start to speak more confident. You start to carry yourself more confident. When you sit down in a chair, you don't sit like this. When you sit down in a chair, you start to sit like this. Okay? I witness what I call head pops. Okay, head pops are this. So this is straight ahead. I'll give you some body language things, okay? So this is straight ahead. Okay, make your default this right here. See that? See that small difference between this and this? Okay? Big difference. Okay? From here to here. Small degree of difference, okay? But big difference in the feeling. Okay, now if you lift your head too much, this is arrogance. Why? Because you can look down on things, okay? Okay, when you're like this, you're straight ahead. Okay, when you go like this, just a little, like that, that's confident. Okay, that's what starts happening when you start writing your affirmation, you start speaking it. So what are you doing? You're speaking something into existence. You're speaking confidence into existence. Now, not only are you writing that you're confident, okay, and this happens when you're not, okay, this happens when you're not confident. You start writing when you're not confident, okay, and pretty soon, around 2 weeks, you start to feel a little shift. You feel a little different. You don't know how to explain it, but you know it's just, you just feel a little different. By 1 month, your body language starts to correct. You start walking different. You start talking a little bit different. You're not so withdrawn or like this anymore. Okay, you start coming out of yourself. What happens at the 2-month mark? Well, 63 days. It takes 63 days to establish a new habit. So think about your walk. 63 days to a new walk. You want to invest 63 days? See, a lot of people don't do this because you have to do something for 63 days, right? You have so I take it in stages with them. Okay, first do it for 2 weeks. Feel the shift? Yeah? Okay, good. Do it for 1 month. Feel the shift? Yeah? Okay, good. Now we're going to go for 2 months. 1 more month and try, right? And actually it's 3 weeks from that period. Okay, but they get results and they start feeling good. Now, if you stop writing the affirmation, if you stop speaking the affirmation, does it go away? No, it doesn't. Okay? Because it's not like, body language is not like a habit. If you leave it alone for a long time and you don't maintain it and you're not aware of it, yeah, it'll go back. But once you make that improvement and now your body language is good, okay, generally you don't forget that. Generally you're automatically mindful of it, okay? You're automatically mindful that, okay, this is my new body language, and you continue it, okay? So that's how you speak things into existence. So what if you wanted to speak a car into existence? What if you wanted to, speak a brand new car into, can you do that? Of course you can do that. Okay? So write it out first. I am so happy and grateful now that I have my new car. Thank you. Now read it out loud at night. What's going to happen? Well, you're going to start reading that you have a new car, right? Okay? What does the subconscious do? What's the job of the subconscious? The job of the subconscious is to show you